Hey guys, how are you? Would you mind answering some questions about this rally today? I'm
Not that
happy
we
to.
know much.
Sorry?
Not that we know much.
Don't worry about it. It's just, what's the main objective of this rally, for example? What do you think is the main objective that you would like to achieve with this rally today?
Well, to show that there are still Russians outside of Russia who are against this regime, who are against war, who actually see future for Russia without Putin and without his cronies. I don't know about you.
What do you guys think that the Russians outside of Russia can do to kind of show this besides the rally? Should they perhaps do rallies more often to come out and to show that Putin does not have a monopoly on Russian support? As unfortunately, some people think that because on the polls it shows that there's this amount of people who support him. Of course, the polls in Russia are questionable, to say the absolute least.
I think they definitely should. It's important to show that there are people who do have other idea, who have other preferences, and who are willing to come out to show people inside Russia that because as you said, it's not that easy to express your opinions in Russia, or basically impossible these days. To show people that there is support from outside.
Very true, very true. What do you guys think is the optimal solution for this war between Ukraine and Russia?
Ukraine has to win, and the West should provide everything that they do as soon as possible with as little losses as possible. Because let's be honest, when Ukraine falls, Poland, Baltic countries, and so on will be the next. This won't be over when Ukraine loses. We cannot allow Russia to win.
And I see you're wearing one of the reformed Russian flags. What does it represent? What do the different colors in this flag represent for you?
Well,
No blood in Russia.
exactly.
Very true, very true. That's the usual definition, the usual representation. I think it's a good symbolism. It shows that the Russian people are ready for change and are ready to move on into a better future without the current regime and something better. Do you guys think that's likely that this regime will be changed?
At some point, yes. Probably not as soon as people here would wish, but I don't think that the regime is strong but brittle.
Yes.
And I don't think that you can run a country on 30% of the state budget going for military, another 10% going on police. The times of Soviet Union where people are just happy with having no services and no healthcare and nothing, that's over. That won't be easy to repeat or repeat, and this is unsustainable.
Do you think the Russians abroad might be? I mean, obviously the Russians within Russia, they are scared to an extent at least, because there's a lot to be scared of, right? Do you think the Russians abroad might also be scared to come outside and to speak against the government, or do you think they're fine with doing it openly?
How do you see it? Russian abroad?
Maybe to an extent, because most of the Russians who live here, they have some family back in Russia, and if something happens here, they don't keep low profile. At least they think that they don't keep low profile. This can affect their families home.
And the Russian government just jailed or arrested a Russian-American citizen who was just visiting her parents because she supported the Ukrainian cause with $20 or something like this. So they are actually showing very clearly that they will be targeting Russians abroad.
Last question. Do you guys think that for the solution, when the solution to this war comes, when this war ends, Ukraine should get all the regions back, including the ones that were annexed at 2014? Or do you think that's negotiable?
No, absolutely, they should get all the territory back.
there is only one border of Ukraine that was set in 1991, and we should go back to that.
Very true, and it was ratified by the Russian government. It was agreed upon in many treaties.
Indeed, and Russia guaranteed the Ukrainian sovereignty and territorial integrity in the Budapest Memorandum. So, they should actually be protecting our trade, not carving it apart.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
The woman with that sign looks interesting.
Who? Where?
Who's scarf?
Oh, let's see. Oh, let's come here. Hey, how are you? Do you mind answering some questions about the rally today?
Yeah, of course. Who are you guys?
We represent the Ukrainian community here.
Of course,
We do our rallies in 10 Downing Street.
Yeah, of course. Amazing. Oh, were you there yesterday? You were doing
Yeah, I was.
Oh, amazing.
Was one of the speakers there.
Yeah, of course.
The first one, because we were kind of waiting for the people to get out.
Yeah. You were great. You had
Thank
such
you.
a good,
Oh,
way with words.
thank you very much.
Inspiring.
So your poster here is very interesting. It's a good poster. If Ukraine loses the war, the world will lose peace. Could you elaborate on this thought?
Yeah, of course. I feel like they're kind of, at least I find with my British community and with my European community, people really support Ukraine with words, but not so much with actions. And I think that it's really dangerous. And I think especially as the time goes on, the world thinks, oh, Ukraine got it. They're doing really well. We're supporting them. But I think really there needs to be more support for Ukraine. There needs to be more concrete support. There needs to be more kind of, people need to kind of put money where their mouth is and kind of send anything that they have to Ukraine, because really, if Ukraine loses the war, then the war will come here. And I don't see the British community or the European community ready to fight this war.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to say.
Absolutely. It's a very good point. Do you think that Ukraine needs more monetary help or military help, or perhaps both?
I think both. I think definitely both. And I think it's quite devastating to see how the world says, oh, yes, we really support Ukraine, but then you see what happens with Germany or with the USA, where they have, a lot of ammunition that they could send to Ukraine, but then they don't. And I think it just feels like now is a pivotal point where this is really needed for Ukraine. So I would like to see that done more.
Absolutely. Do you think that there is a peaceful solution to change the government in Russia, or do you think there might be need for further action, some kind of a insurrection of sorts?
It's hard to tell. I don't know the answer to that. I think peaceful solution is it's very hard to define what that would look like, and I don't know.
Okay, I guess bloodless in this case.
Well, it's already not bloodless, is it?
It's already bloody. That's very true. That's very true.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a solution for how the regime can be changed. And I don't see anyone else coming up with a good solution right now. So.
Last question. Do you think that if this war gets solved, if the Russian military leaves Ukraine, should Russia give back all the regions pre-2014 to Ukraine, or is there room for negotiations for which regions should be given and which should not be given to Ukraine?
I think Ukraine is an independent country, and I think Ukraine should have the borders of Ukraine. So
Pre-2014?
Yeah, pre-2014.
Thank you very much.
1991.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we're starting to move now.